Nigeria is also a party to various international enactments, human rights instruments of United Nations. Nigeria operates within the confines of UN system and the global social legal system. So nobody should intimidate you. We're also using this opportunity to thank the media for those of you that have decided to stand by the side of the truth, irrespective of high frequency of censorship, government harassment, and so on and so forth. We must remain focused and uncompromised and unpurchasable. That is what the message we have for the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian military, the Nigerian police, the government of Nigeria. Now, having said that, today we are looking at the highlight of the media conference. We've unveiled the 27-page report on INEC. This report commenced since July. Before we started transforming this into a report, we did a letter to the INEC on 14th July 2022, and so on and so forth. And we wrote them again. They received our letters and we didn't do anything. So on the second time, we decided to transform those advocacies into a report, which is what we have today, 27-page report on INEC. Now, the highlight of that report, one, the report highlighted 50 rigging plots. 50 rigging plots. A successful execution at 27 during the continuous voters registration, and the 23 others that are ongoing in times of execution. We also discovered the disenfranchisement of whopping 77.7 million Nigerian citizens of voting age. You must have to understand that the gateway into election rigging is massive disenfranchisement of voters. It is very, very important to note this. And you must also have to understand that if you are a civil society, a name-board, civil society organization that engages in the advocacy of election or electioneering, then you must have to start from the one. There is no need of wearing tag like a good that is being taken to Christmas mass service on the day of election, trying to monitor an election that has already been rigged. Yeah. The rigging of elections starts from disenfranchisement of people. And the disenfranchisement of the people is a serious breach of fundamental human rights, both in the context of UN, AU, and Nigeria. So you don't allow that. So that is what we have discovered. And as we go along, we give you the breakdown. We don't just talk, we prove. If you look at this report, that 27-page report, it does not require proof of evidence of proof. It is self-evident. Because 95% of the information contained therein came from INEC published official statistics. So that is the thing. So 77.7 million people disenfranchised. As 2023 presidential election draws nearer, the problem of Nigerian election, starting from 2015, is demographic rigging. Demographic rigging of the election. Demography, whereby you fail to capture people who are of voting age. And you now begin to apply two policies of having people of voting age maximally captured in a particular part of the country, and while on the other side you have their colleagues in another part of the country minimally captured. You have a situation where the people of voting age are so captured in a particular part of the country that underage children, illegal migrants, fictitious names, and ineligible identities are also brought in and flooded them in the National Register of Voters as those to vote in the election. Whereas if you go to the other side of the country, you see people begging to be captured, yet to no avail. That is the situation we have with INEC today. Then we have also identified 12 major rigging states, Nigerian states, to watch in the 2023 presidential election. Statistics are attached in this report. Unfortunately, those 12 states are located in the core northern part of the country. We are going to mention them. Then we have this fear. We are not comfortable with shrinking of the distribution of PVC to 26 days. The INEC announced 40 days. But if you look at, if you deduct 7 days of Christmas holiday, and 7 days of New Year holiday that are governed by what we call blue law, then you have 26 days. And we wonder why he should take INEC. How many months? Is it 4 or 5 months to prepare for PVC? And the 26 days to distribute the same PVC in this computer age. Then we also have a fear that if care is not taken, there is going to be the emergence of 18 million dead votes. 18 million dead votes. In core electoral process, electoral democracy, there is a difference between dead votes and living votes. So there is this fear that there is going to be 18 million dead votes versus 14 million dead votes, living votes. It shall be explained here, or you go through it, we see where it is explained. Then we also wish to warn strongly, but with the way INEC is going, that there is likely going to be a situation where the general voting population will be forced from ballot revolution into street revolution and complex uncertainties. The objective of this special report is generally from the point of view of InterSociety, is to expose, to bring to the attention of Nigerians what INEC is actually cooking, which is contained in this report. We don't have time to begin to read them line by line. But the objective is that we are strongly in support of turbulence-free, inclusive, popular, credible, and how do I put it? Free general elections for Nigeria, particularly the presidential election. We are very, very concerned over the unfolding of events, unfolding of things. And that is why we decided to speak as an organization that has done so much for the advancement of democracy in Nigeria, or any part thereof. Now, 77.7 million people were disenfranchised. Now, these 77.7 million Nigerians disenfranchised include 18.2 million new voters registrations that were destroyed on flimsy grounds by INEC. And there are also 30 million Nigerian citizens of voting age that were not captured, registered as voters. If you run a quick check, a fast check on the estimated population of Nigeria using UN statistics, you will find out that current Nigerian population is estimated at 218.7 million. And out of 218.7 million, 55% belong to people, citizens of voting age. That's 18 years and above. And from this point of view, you find out that there are 120 million citizens of voting age in Nigeria, going by this population. If you look at 55% of 218.7 million or thereabout, it gives you 120 million. Now, INEC is saying that it has registered 93.5 million. But if you run a quick check on that 120, I mean 93.5 million, you find out that 29.5 million registered voters have not been given their PVCs. According to INEC, 20 million of them since 2019, and 9.5 million, the one they registered newly. As we speak now, nobody is in the know of how many people that have obtained their PVC. And INEC is reluctant in giving people PVC because of nyama viruses, concussions, and what have you that are contained in the National Register of Voters. And I can tell you, the Nigerian's National Register of Voters, you know, we are living in a country where we take things for granted. The Nigerian's National Register of Voters is the 30th in the world and contains the most compromised personal identity data in the world. You feed INEC with your personal data at all the time, only for you to see the personal data you supply to INEC assigned to another person in Oshogo. It's not an isolated case. Until today, INEC have refused to because they don't want free and fair election. That's the situation. We are talking to you from the point of view of research and investigation. We don't engage in guesswork. The statistics are here. So that is how 77 point. So you have 29.5 million that have not been given PVC. You have 30 million people that have not been registered for 1 year. You have 18.2 million people that were registered but whose registrations were destroyed on flimsy ground. If you calculate it, it gives you 77.7 million Nigerians disenfranchised. Then we also suspect, and from the records, it is not about INEC telling you that Nigeria has 93.5 million registered voters. The question is how many of them have PVCs. Nigerian election is weaponized by PVC. If you don't have PVC, you have no business at the polling booth. So you ask yourself, how many Nigerians have PVC out of this 93.5 million? We run a quick check and we're able to establish that out of these 19.5 million Nigerians, 19.5 million registered voters, by INEC so-called, only 44 million people have PVC. And out of these 44 million, 10 million have already compromised their PVC. You people do not understand what it means. If anybody, if a voting citizen with PVC goes to the poll and have his or her voting power, moral power compromised, the vote coming from that person is a dead vote. It's not a living vote. A living vote is the vote that goes with conscience. You vote according to your conscience. Morality is very, very important in voting. As out of this 44 million, 10 million have already been compromised. 10 million of the 44 million PVC holders. Of course, we had INEC recently saying it. You know, that some politicians are going about buying voters' PVC and their VIN, that is verification identity number of router or something. Of course, before then, the Cook leadership, coalition of, what do you call it, registered political parties, have made the allegation. Then I think on 13th December, INEC confirmed it. It's not about confirming what did you do. So, and let me tell you one thing. INEC will always come out to tell you that we have arrested some people, or this, that. There is nowhere any rotten quantity, any politician can have his way into INEC server without the connivance of INEC. The law is very clear. When a law is written in black and white, there is no need of beating about the bush. It's straight. If I'm banking with Zenith Bank, for instance, and I give them my data, and my data is taken into their custody, I have lawyers around here. I'm also a criminologist. And only for my data to be compromised, this is suable, I can sue them. And when I report it here, the management of Zenith Bank, for instance, or any other bank with fidelity or what have you, offense line. I mean, Ghana. We head into my district with a lot of apology. But here INEC will tell you, look at this man. There are two best friends from Oyo State that registered during this protest registration. Supply their data to INEC. Only for them 2 months after, they were disenfranchised. They were not captured. They didn't. That is the physical biometrics that needed to be captured for them to be called fully registered voters. Was denied. Suddenly they saw their data in Imo State assigned to different persons. So what are we talking about? And we are saying we are going to organize credible election fair. How? When the foundation is unjustly dated. You can't get lawyers are here. You can't get something from nothing. It's not possible. So the foundation upon which you are organizing an election matters a lot. Look at the names in 2009. Chris Ngige helped us through his aid, during which we busted the Anambra version of National Register of Voters ahead of Anambra governorship election that took place on February 10, 2010. And guess what we saw? We discovered that out of 1 point, sometimes some of you will write in the media that Anambra had the least number of votes. That PWB became the chief governor, second time governor with 93,000, blah, blah, blah. Or even this rid of a man and what have you. But that of 2009, something cost it. Out of 1.8 million so-called registered voters in Anambra, we identified only 650,000 as living voters, living registered voters. Others are dead voters. It was that process that we discovered the pictures of Ghani, Wole Soyinka, Walter Sisulu, what is this famous guy in America, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, name them. Their pictures as registered voters, assigned different names. In India, local government area of Anambra State. And this is the kind of voters register. That was why we don't mention his name is my friend. In 2007, somebody was declared the governor elect for Anambra State with over 1 million votes. The people that came out to vote in that day did not exceed 200,000. That is what INEC is actually looking. So the door of election. I will give you an instance again. Let me substantiate more. In 2015, that was when card reader, smart card reader, INEC smart card reader was introduced and made compulsory. But guess what? In the northern part of the country, the total number of votes cast for in presidential election was 30 million plus. Jonathan was credited with 12.something million. Buhari, 15.4 million. Others make up the figure. Do you know that out of these 15.4 million, 10.2 million credited to Buhari and 3.3 million credited to Jonathan came from non-PVC stroke, non-biometric voting. And the 12 states we are talking about pulled a total of 7.6 million vote for Buhari. For instance, in Kano, Buhari was credited with 1.9 million, 1,903,000 votes. Out of this figure in Kano, 1,350,000 came from manual voting. In Castina, Buhari was credited with 1,300,000 and something. So 1 million. Out of this figure, 1,050,000 came from manual voting. And so on and so forth. Go through the report, we have the statistics, we are people of statistics, we are statisticians, we don't talk about the bush. So that is the challenge we have now with respect to this. So we also identified 20 million ineligible identities, flooding, bastardizing, corrupting the National Register of Voters. 20 million ineligible identities. These 20 million comprise estimated 2 million illegal migrants, estimated 8 million underage children, estimated 6 million ineligible identities. You know what we mean by ineligible identities? Those stolen PVCs. And of course, 4 million fictitious names, totaling 20 million. And as we speak, they are still lying there in the voters' register. I'll give you an example. During the recent display of voters' register, a few days after, the Cube raised alarm at press media. I said, when that was 21st November 2022, they said,